So, Rick, tell me a little bit about the band, because I understand that this whole project kind of came together on somewhat of a lark and a bit of an accident. I guess the history would come first, huh?
The history, actually, you know, you had Steve here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Mr. Rosetta.
Rosetta. Straight out to fat, she thought she was a clean. Anyways.
That's right.
So I met Steve at a Brian Wilson concert.
Oh, wow.
We both got tickets at the last minute, right up front. And we were both sitting there when I kind of recognized him from a beatnik show, actually. He recognized me, and we just started chatting. And he told me that he was a playwright, and he wrote a play about John Lennon, the last, the last few hours before his death. He asked me if I would be interested in reading the play. I said, sure, I'd love to read it, you know. He was wondering if somebody in the music end of it could probably make, help him out a little bit. So he came up with this idea. It was back in 2005. To do a show of all John Lennon stuff on the anniversary of his death. So I called up some friends and got us all together, and we did the show. It just worked out real well, and we had a lot of fun doing it. We thought, well, let's do it again.
Steve, what's the status of the play, Just Like Starting Over?
We did the play a year ago. We were on stage for 2 weeks at Seattle Public Theater, the Bathhouse on Green Lake, and where we're at now is we're hoping to move it on to a bigger city, bigger venue.
And being an artist, when we get into something, we get into it. I mean, we want to be right there on the front lines. And I consider that my work won't be finished until I'm dead and buried. And I hope that's a long, long time. But I ain't doing nothing. I'm just watching the wheels.
We did another John Lennon jam, which was his solo music and Beatles music, right before the play at the theaters, totally sold out. And then, again, can we do this again? And of course, George Harrison's the fifth anniversary of his passing came up next, and we did a George Harrison jam. Most recently, we did a show at Neumos and took a slightly different angle and represented all four Beatles, but focused only on their solo material.
I want to ask you, whose idea was it to record the Beatles songs that were never recorded by the Beatles? John.
So that kind of started. I thought, what if we could do like a whole album of unreleased songs with a theme from like 62, 63, and call it Off the Beatle Track, because that was the original title for Please Please Me, and try to record it just like the Beatles would have done it back then, kind of live, and have the wide stereo effect and everything.
Using the same instruments, you know.
And we tried to guess what the Beatles might have done to these songs, because some of them were like, their female vocalists sang them, and we had to change the keys, and a lot of it was like just more, not as much rocking. It's more like easy listening.
We had to tap into our inner Beatle.